Ready, set, go.
And we're off. Week 7.
First of all, let's roast you for wearing what you're wearing. First, not the Rhode Island FC.
They clinched the playoff spot.
Did they?
They did.
Good for them.
That's why I'm wearing the hat.
I need more sound effects.
Need celebration.
Celebration. I gotta add some. Roll the dice
Mm-hmm.
and some sort of celebration.
Yep.
But it's also your New York Skanks are in the World Series against the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Yeah, I've never worn this sweatshirt during this program because I knew you'd yell at me. But I figured if I'm going to wear it, now's the time.
Well, they won the pennant, so I guess, now's the time.
They did.
When in Rome.
Right. Do as the Yankees do. Baseball used to be my number one.
Yeah.
Like, with a bullet. It is no longer. It is no longer. Was I up watching the final out of that game? Nope.
You weren't?
No.
Wow.
I watched the game.
Yeah.
And then I think like 7th or 8th inning.
Yeah.
I went to bed.
Late though.
Yeah.
That's late shit.
Yeah. I'm excited for them. I'm happy for Aaron Judge. But like back in the day, like I used to hate the Red Sox. I hated them.
Yeah.
Now I'm more apathetic than anything. I just don't care.
Yeah.
I enjoy the pitch clock too. The pitch clock has been good. But
I don't know. I feel like in baseball in October, it's nice to build the anticipation of each pitch.
Yeah, people have mentioned that of maybe get rid of it in the playoffs and stuff, but
maybe even just for the series.
They still go by in a pretty good clip, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
So I'm not up until midnight, 3 nights in a row or whatever it is every other night.
It's like the UFC fights, although not this weekend. UFC is in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, good. So you get a nice afternoon.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Prelims are on at 10. Pay-per-views at 2. Fucking amazing.
On a Saturday?
On a Saturday.
Oh, that's so good.
And it's like one of the rare times that, I mean, in the summer I can do it, but it's a little bit different because sometimes it gets cold. It's one of the rare times that I'm actually going to put the TV outside.
Nice.
And light a fire and watch it outside.
Yep. That is why I enjoy is the Big 12 or Big 10 that we're watching on Fox at the dinner?
Oh.
They do like the 12. Might be 12 because it's the Big 12, like big noon kickoff, Big 10.
Yeah.
What is I don't know. I'll enjoy that.
Whatever Nebraska plays in.
Yeah. That's in Indiana. They got smoked by Indiana.
Yep.
That sounds like a Big 10 school.
What are your predictions for the World Series? Because I don't really follow the baseballs too much anymore, but it seems like the Yankees are going to have to put up some runs.
Yeah, I don't think.
To win.
Yeah. The Dodgers, the Brooklyn Dodgers of Los Angeles, are the new New York Yankees.
They really are.
They are what the Yankees were back in because I think the Yankees right now are the 3rd highest payroll. I think the Mets are 2nd. Dodgers are 1st.
Yeah.
I don't know where the Red Sox are. I have no idea.
It doesn't seem like they're too high.
No,
anymore.
I mean, you think like
who are they paying?
Yeah, I mean their 1-2 is Ohtani and Mookie Betts.
And it's stupid money.
And he's like 500. That's ridiculous. And he didn't even pitch this year. And the Yankees, I mean, they have that. They have the Judge, Soto, Stanton, but Stanton can he can't run. He's either a strikeout or a home run. That's all he does. But they got some pluck to them. And Aaron Judge, I love the guy. He's just like the quintessential.
He's so fucking big.
He's so huge.
It's like we went to the Red Sox Yankees game, and obviously you see him on TV. He's like, oh, he's big. And we weren't super close, but you see him on the field, and he just sticks out. He is a fucking mammoth.
Yeah, I saw something online about his high school senior year, and he was like an amazing football player, amazing basketball player, amazing baseball player. He had like the best senior year ever because he's just a monster.
Yeah.
He's a monster.
Baseball, it seems like that's the best way to make your money if you're going to go pro.
100%.
You got a lot of games that you have to play, but it's also the money is just...
the contracts are 100% guaranteed.
Yep.
So you sign that in the dotted line, all that money's coming your way.
Yeah.
One way or the other. That's why I jokingly, because Braden has been showing the tendencies of maybe being a lefty.
Yep.
It's still like up in the air, but we'll see. But I'm like, I'm going to turn him to a middle reliever because I get paid so much money just to be a lefty reliever.
Come in, just get that one out you need.
Yep. Yeah.
Later.
And even if you're terrible, you'll still get signed by someone because there's not many of them. So
right.
Yeah.
So final predictions on the series.
I think the Dodgers will probably win. They just have too much.
Winning 6, winning 7.
Let's say 6. Too much firepower. Even with the Mets were the plucky guys, and then they just beat the crap out of them.
I know. It seems like they're gonna have to put up some runs.
Yeah.
To keep up with them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
what time is the Friday game?
I think they all tip. First pitch is 8:08 all the games.
Ooh,
Yeah. So
okay.
I'm already so tired. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
It's been a long week, so I'm gonna be stumbling over my words.
Yep.
But I can't do it. Thank God for the Celtics. Is all I'll say.
Those rings.
Oh, beautiful.
Those rings are beautiful.
Beautiful. I would ditch this ring in a heartbeat. For
yeah.
ring.
I absolutely. Goodbye.
Ugh. Oh my God. I mean, my only complaint is that they literally cut to commercial during the raising of the banner. Like, they cut to commercial. Like, what are you doing?
I want to watch the whole thing.
Right. So I found it on YouTube or Twitter very shortly thereafter. But that was a fun game.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I kept up with it.
Beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
They're up by 20 at the end of the first. They tied the record for most 3-pointers in a game.
Yeah.
And then all the bench players couldn't hit the winning one. They couldn't hit it. It took they missed like 15 in a row.
Yeah.
And there was like 9 minutes left. They could not hit a 3-pointer.
And that's when they started booing.
Yep. So that was pretty funny. And then it's funny because they missed like 3 in a row. And I was like, because I was going to say, oh, they hit, I'll go to bed. They missed 3 in a row. I'm like, I'm going to bed.
Yeah. I'm going to bed anyway.
I knew they were going to miss.
Yeah.
But thank God for them, especially with this team that we'll be talking about today.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be a long winter without them.
I was reading somebody, I don't know if it was Perk. Somebody said, I read a headline, and I think it was Perk, that said, thank Steve Kerr for what Jason Tatum is about to do this season. And I can't wait.
Yeah, he definitely worked on his shot. He had a weird hitch in the Olympics, and even kind of the playoffs, where he like would go up and there'd be like you could see it.
Yeah.
Pause, but he went like
looking good now.
Yeah, he had like 6 threes in the first quarter. Nuts.
I dig it.
I'm just so glad we get to see him.
I'm glad we got another championship out of this.
Yeah, I mean, it's magical.
I did text Dan Rock about the rings.
Oh, yeah,
we didn't really talk during the ceremony.
Right, that's true.
Because I think in 2008, which would have been the 2008 to 9 season, we watched it, and Dan Rock ditched us.
The banner raising?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
because it was at your house. I thought you ditched us, and it was actually him.
That's right.
He ditched us.
Stupid son of a bitch.
Well, I remember. I'm like, for some reason, I thought it was you.
Yeah, you really yelled at me.
I did on this show, but then I was thinking, I was like, I specifically remember it was at your parents' house. I remember watching it.
But it was just you and Dan Rock at my parents' house.
I know. Weird. I was like, that didn't matter. Well, you know what it was? It was like only I expected you to ditch us for a girl. And it was Dan Rock that did. so it was Dan Rock's fault. And then this year it was, you have kids, and he's got a kid, and I was in Narragansett. So.
Not this, yeah. Yep, no banner raising for us this year.
Unfortunately not.
Sorry, Dad Rock.
All right, anyway, let's hit that beer of the week.
I've been looking forward to this.
This is the Coors Edge non-alcoholic brew. I will say, packaging-wise, got a nice look to it.
Yeah.
I dig it. Double brewed for a refreshing taste.
What does double brewed mean?
It means that they brew it and then they rebrew it.
They brew it again? Okay. Malt beverage. Interesting.
How many calories in this bad boy? I can't see. Oh, 41 calories.
Wow. Cheers.
Cheers. This is I've had one already.
Oh yeah?
I will say I'm not really like a typical Coors guy.
Yeah.
But this is good.
That is.
It's got a nice crisp to it.
Yep. That is definitely cold like the Rockies.
For 41 calories, let's see what the 8 carbs, no fat.
Wow.
Barely any protein. But honestly, if you're a Coors guy and you're trying to go, with some NAs.
I'm impressed.
That is pretty good.
And now they have them everywhere, the NAs. They had the Bud Zero and the Heineken Zero at the dinner. Yeah.
I know. Well, last year I don't think they did. I feel like they didn't last year.
Yeah, because you did. Yeah. Because I think when I went up, you jokingly, or no, you said to me,
like, it was January.
Oh, right. Yeah. And you're like, if they have any? I jokingly was like, oh, they're not going to have any. This place, this old boys club.
This old Frontenac here.
Yeah, they did. So shout out Club Frontenac.
I know, they did it. This one is good, though. I mean, again, I'm not a regular Coors guy, but it's got a nice crisp. I like the packaging. And that was the other one. I'll have to get it maybe. I might not be able to get it for next week, but the week after. Sing Tao.
Yeah, well,
has an NA.
Who is that?
So like when we go to House of Woo,
Oh,
Gregory doesn't drink.
I get it. I got it
Scorpion
last time.
Bowls. Yeah, and that's what he drinks. The
I got it
Tsingtao.
sometime.
And Tsingtao makes an NA.
Wow, that's funny. I didn't realize that. Yeah, I think I got that one time. I don't know if I got it last time, but I got it. And now we're just gonna see if Miller has one, because that's like
I don't know. I don't
because we
know
got
if we've
Coors. We've done Coors,
seen them. Yep.
Bud,
Corona.
I'm thinking like the big ones.
Oh, Bush, Peroni.
Bush, yep, yeah, but no
Stella.
Miller.
Did we do a Stella? Yeah, they have one. I don't know if we did it.
I think we did. I don't think I liked it because I don't like regular Stella.
Yeah, me neither. Guinness.
Blue
Blue Moon.
Moon.
The market is never been better.
saturated.
Honestly, at this point, we should start investing because, and then Athletic, obviously, I think cornered the market right now.
Yep.
And then we're on the lookout for the Tom Holland,
Bureau.
Bureaus. We might have to just buy it online.
Yeah, I think that's
should
what
be
I'm doing.
easy enough. But anyway,
Cheers.
Coors Edge I only got 2 left, so
And I like to call it Edge. I like it.
it looks like classic. There's a classic look to it. It's got a nice crisp.
If you look fast, you have no idea. You
have no idea what you're drinking.
Cool.
Beer of the week. Last week we were watching the Broncos and the Saints, and I don't know why, because Shaheed didn't play. You texted me after that.
Yeah.
Why we picked the Saints and they got fucking demolished.
Like maybe we should have realized that they're him and
Carr
and Olave.
He was the other one I forgot. And I remembered Shaheed because he was on my team.
Yep.
And then Chris Olave, I forgot about that one too. And you're like, what the fuck were we thinking?
Yeah, I don't know what we were thinking back. This game, I have the Vikings.
Samesies before they start.
Someone actually mentioned to me this week that Olave has more concussions than Tua does in like the same time frame.
Yikes.
So keep an eye on that one.
Yikes. But we both started off 0-1 in that game.
Yeah.
They did play Rattler. It didn't look bad, but I mean, 25 or 35, 172. I didn't think the Broncos could put up that many points either. They're not really a high-scoring team.
Oh, I know, yeah. And we one of the first things we saw was Bo Nix miss 2 wide-open dudes.
Oh, my God. Ugly. But, I mean, Broncos are 4-3 right now. They're kind of in the mix for that, maybe that 7 or 6 spot.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm looking at, like the wild card teams. I'm like, the Patriots, I'm like, there's no reason they should, within a year, maybe 2, they should not be like in the mix. Because there's 3 spots now. You just got to be 4-3, 3-4. They could be hovering. You'd
be surprised how hard it is to get that.
At least make it like competitive football. Week 7, you're not out of the playoffs already. Every other team is going to be in. And the same thing happened last year. Like 90% of the teams are in the playoff hunt except for us.
Right. Well, let's roll right into it.
Now I'm on an island.
Let's roll right into it. Sunday game was London, and the 9:30 game, the Jaguars, obviously the home team.
Yep.
They were the away team the week before in the same place. Mm-hmm. Patriots come into town. I picked the Jags because I felt like they had an advantage being there for 2 weeks.
Yep.
They were already acclimated. 32-16. Give me your thoughts. What do we got here?
It was funny because it started so well. They got the 10-0 lead. Now you're just going to park the bus, grind it out, win 16-13. Like that was like their perfect model. Mm-hmm. But their defense right now cannot stop a nosebleed. Gave them really no hope. Drake looked really good again. We had no run game again. Drake, I think, led the team in rushing again. It's
Stevenson, and you got Gibson.
Yeah.
But I say watching that game, I watched most of that one. I think the glaring holes was D-line, O-line.
Yeah.
I think D-line, number 1.
Yep.
We
can't stop the run.
Cannot stop that run.
They could pretty much do whatever they wanted. That was unfortunate. Happy to see Drake continue to make strides. 272, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers.
No turnovers.
No turnovers. It's big.
It's like at this point, your win as a fan of the team is seeing him progress.
Yeah.
That's got to be your wins because you're 1-6. Coming into this season, I don't know how they got better. And really with the injuries and stuff on defense and getting rid of Judah, I really feel like they got worse. And shit's showing.
It's just, and I think Mayo is in over his head by a bit. His only He had 3 years as like a linebackers coach / defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't call the plays as a defensive coordinator. And Devin McCourty said that the way it was done, because him and Steve Belichick were the co-DCs.
Yeah.
And they said that Steve Belichick would put together the game plan, and then Mayo would like present the game plan to the team. So it's like,
that's kind of weird.
You're not making the game plan. You're not calling the plays.
You're just the presenter.
What are you doing?
You're just the presenter.
Right?
He's got people ghostwriting his plays.
And Kraft said, "Oh, right." It was like, and we have again. We said it before. Oh, first time OC, DC. First time OC calling plays. Kraft's like, "Oh, I had a good feeling about Bill Belichick, and I didn't do it, and I regretted it." Then he came back in 3 years later. I have a good feeling about Mayo. I need to go with my instinct, but like Bill Belichick had been a coach for like 50 years.
yeah.
I mean, he was not.
He was part of the Giants team with the Parcells.
Yeah. He went back. He was a coach for the Baltimore Colts.
Yeah.
Baltimore Colts. Before they moved to Indianapolis. I think that was his first job.
Yeah.
And he was a defensive coordinator for some Super Bowl teams. He was the Jets defense. Yeah. So strange.
It's a tall order.
He was a Browns head coach. Because
Yeah.
that Browns team that became the Ravens that went on to win that Super Bowl in 2000, he started that. Like Ozzie Newsome, who was the GM, was like a Belichick guy. So he obviously knew what he's talking about back then, but Mayo was not that. And even when Tom Curran said he's in over his head, and him and Tom Curran are boys, they did a show together, Quick Slants.
Yeah.
So that's not a good look.
I just, you watch them and it's just like, they're just, other than seeing Drake progress and get reps, you just don't see much hope.
No, and it's like no one was really picking them to go to the Super Bowl or even the playoffs.
Right.
But just like not roll over, I guess.
Yeah.
And then there's weird stuff in the locker room where all the wide receivers are complaining about stuff, and they had a team-only meeting and a captain's meeting, and it's just awkward.
You think Mayo's going to have a short leash, or are they going to give him like a few years to figure this out?
I was thinking he's going to get 1 year at minimum of like just bad, and then you get that second year. I was like, what did you expect? The roster was like down to the nothing. And that's what Belichick saying stuff. It's like, dude, the roster is terrible because of you. You were weird these last couple of years.
Well, not drafting well. We'll get into it. Even with Washington, like you're inheriting a team that you haven't drafted well.
Right. Yeah. So there's nothing. So yeah, the only benefits is just watching Drake progress, and if he's making good strides, and I think Drew Bledsoe's rookie year, I think they finished like they're like 4-12 or 5-11, but they won their last 2 or 3 games. So it's like, if we could see something like that, okay, we're seeing it pick up some steam. Maybe win like a shootout against a division opponent, knock them out of the playoffs.
Do you think they revert back and put Jacoby in?
No.
I don't think so either, but that would be a fucking
That'd be real
move.
bad.
That'd be a fireable offense.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Definitely can't do that to the kid. But yeah, maybe like week 17, I mean, we're probably playing a division. We are playing a divisional opponent. Maybe one of them, they're playing for a playoff spot and we can knock them out. That gives us something good going into the offseason, but that's as good as it's going to get.
The good thing is you're going to get a high draft pick, which could be valuable to another team if you don't want to use it.
Yep.
The sky's the limit here. I mean, you're coming from the bottom. That's why I didn't understand you didn't play him off rip. It's
right. It's a complete rebuild. Like complete. And I jokingly sent you the text message of, we need a left tackle, we need a right tackle, we need a tight end, we need a defensive line, we need an edge rusher, we need linebacker. We need everything.
Right.
So I don't know what they're expecting from Mayo. Like, were they expecting him to win 3 games already and be in play? Because like right now, if he wins 2 more games and they're 3-4, they'd be in a playoff hunt. That's not an expectation here. But I think it's just because they get the 10-0 lead and then and also I don't understand this. They're down by 15. They get the score. They're down by 9. Instead of kicking the extra point and being down 8, they go for 2.
That's what I didn't like either.
Yeah.
I said the same thing.
And that's like a thing with like analytics now is like you go for 2 first because then you know what you need to do. But it's like if you go for 2 first, you lose and you miss it, you're down by 2 scores.
Right.
You have no momentum. It's gone.
So that's what I was saying because I go, why would you do that then? Because analytics aside, kick the extra point because then if you're the team that gives up the touchdown, the pressure is on your defense to fucking stop them on the 2 point. You have all the momentum to score. I would rather Get it to a one-score game. Put the pressure on them if you score again.
The only good thing I heard of it is that you go for 2, get the 2-point conversion, and then you're down by 7. Then you have a chance to potentially win the game in regulation if you want to. But still, not enough for me.
Yeah, that's not enough.
Get it down to 8. Keep in your mind that it's a one-score game. Put the pressure on them.
Yep.
And then we'll see what happens.
Yep. I totally agree.
So, not loving that decision by the coach. So,
no, because it's deflating when you score the touchdown, you miss it, and now you're down 2 scores.
With 9 minutes left. Yeah. What are you supposed to do?
Not great.
Not great.
Not great on that one. Seahawks over the Falcons, 34-14. I didn't see much of this game. I did have a little bit of a chuckle because, of course, I picked the Falcons at home. This is what you get out of Kirk, dude. I'm sorry. 24 of 35, 232 and a touchdown. They got their fucking dicks handed to them. Yeah. I have to read you this because I sent this around this morning. And, of course, people were having their way with it. Okay. Kirk Cousins, career earnings. $411.7 million. 16 seasons played, 1 playoff win. Tom Brady, $332.9 million career earnings, 23 seasons played, 7 Super Bowl rings. I just thought it was funny. You're paying 1 playoff win. This is what you're getting out of Kirk. Like this, when people were like, "Why did Washington get rid of him?" Because this is what you would have been getting.
Yeah, the guy's agent should be in the Hall of Fame.
That's seriously at this point.
I don't know what happened. The Seahawks put a stinker up against the Giants, and they come back. And I think that's part of the reason why I picked the Falcons. And they come out and pull this shenanigans.
They're kind of like mirror images.
Yeah.
Like if I think Seattle, like how they are as a team, Atlanta's kind of right there. But
yeah,
after last week, they were getting a lot of like push, like Atlanta. And, yeah.
Yep. Because they almost beat Vikings, right, the week before, so it's like, I don't know.
They've already played 5 home games? Is that crazy, or is that, that seems like a lot.
Yeah, they're on the road this week, so, but yeah,
2 and 3 at home in the first, how many games? 7? 5 out of your first 7 is at home? Dude, and you're 4 and 3?
Yeah, not good.
No, I'm not sold.
Sorry, Captain Kirk. Although I like them over the Bucks next week because the Bucks lost. Speaking of losing wide receivers, they lost both of theirs. So
Mike Evans is out till week 11, I heard, and then Godwin I think
he's done
for the year.
He's done for a while.
Oof.
Yeah,
you're gonna see the tires and the wheels start falling off.
Yup.
Tires and wheels.
Yep.
Buffalo Bills over the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah,
34-10.
It was weird. I saw the score and I was like, oh, that's weird.
Was it 10-0 at one point?
I think it was 10-0, 10-7 at the half, and then the Bills. So I guess
the Bills built.
Yeah, they woke up.
Well, they also had Amari Cooper, who I saw the play where he didn't know where to go on the play.
Oh, I didn't see
Did you see that?
He's got him like 3 days before the game, right?
He was looking like, I don't know what to do. He said to the other receiver, and he just kind of pointed up, and he caught a touchdown.
so
he didn't know what the call was.
It's like flag football. Or like just go out. Go route.
That's it. And he scored on it.
That's funny.
The Titans are a mess. The big news out of that one was they traded, I don't know what they got in return.
Right.
They traded DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs.
I think it's a 4th that could become a 3rd if they win the Super Bowl or something like that.
Yep.
But yeah, the Titans,
when did they get DeAndre? Last year, right? So this is year 2 for him in Tennessee.
They got because we wanted them.
Right.
That happened, and then we wanted Ridley. They got Ridley.
Yep.
Neither of them are helping.
Nope. I think
Nashville's nice though.
When you start trading pieces like that you just got, you're just trying to.
You're done. They're where we are. And the other annoying thing about the Mayo thing is like if you wanted the defensive coach, that's fine, but like Vrabel was right there.
Right.
You could have just had Vrabel
as your DC,
as your coach.
Oh, as your head coach.
Yeah. As like your defensive head coach or defensive minded head coach.
Bring
in some offensive people.
Right.
But whatever.
I don't know. It between them and then the next game, the Browns. It's like Watson. That's the other news out of that one. But they traded Amari last week, and they're basically doing the same thing. Like, fuck it. We're done. We're done.
And there's talks of like who are the Patriots, who they might trade off, like wide receiver wise. Like, does anyone really want any of our bums? Probably not.
I don't want anybody.
KJ Osborne is the only one who came up like maybe a trade target, but
I'm good.
You can get guys off practice squad who are him.
Yeah, pretty much. Joe Burrow got his first win in Cleveland in his career, which is so fucking
fun.
weird.
Yeah.
But 21-14. He was 15 to 25, 181, 2 touchdowns. Nothing fancy, but they won the game. Deshaun Watson, I believe, what was it? Achilles? No,
It was Achilles, I believe.
Achilles or ACL? What was it?
I thought I read Achilles, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Oh, it was Achilles. He's
Ender.
out for the season.
Yep. Your prediction, not prediction. You didn't predict this, but your suspicions. Something didn't smell right.
Yeah. About like
not like something like someone like shot him from like the concourse, but
right.
Something they want.
There has to be something in that insurance policy, because why else, other than, oh, we're paying him all this money, we have to play him. Denver didn't do it with Russ last year, so.
And a lot of guys have like that kicker in their contract, like Derek Carr did, where if they get injured, they get a certain percentage. I'm assuming he doesn't. And I sent you that article from ESPN from last year, I think, and they said how the Jets did not take up the insurance option for Rodgers.
Right.
And that screwed them. I have to imagine they did something here.
They have to have done something, but we've been talking about that. Like, why Stefanski refused to bench Watson. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Yep. I don't care how much you're paying the guy. If he's not performing, do you want to win, or do you just want to fucking, well, I'm paying him the most, so he's got to play.
So we're talking about like coaches on the hot seat of Mayo, like Stefanski.
He's got to be there.
Right. He lost a lot of his offensive staff too with, we took AVP, the quarterback's coach, line coach. So
wasn't he coach of the year last year? Or he was a finalist.
That's at least within the last 3 years, he definitely won it at some point.
But he was, even last year, he was up there in the
because Flacco took him like yeah, you're right. Yep.
But yeah, they're 1-6 right now. 0-3 at home, 1-6 overall.
And the funny, and we'll get to them soon. Of like in a little bit here. Yeah, we won't get to them for a while. But I'll save my thoughts for that one.
Okay. I mean, regardless of what he does off the field, I know people were cheering in Cleveland too, I think, because they wanted a change, but it's kind of gross when you cheer things like that. It's like,
yeah, he's a shitty dude. And Trevor we never want to wish injury upon anyone, but it's maybe just a collective frustration, and also it's that thing of like mob mentality where it's like you hear some people and then everyone just joins in.
Yeah, right.
It's like they can't. It's like a weird phenomenon.
Even the shit talking that people do when they're at games, like
people like you saw that Ravens fan punching Commanders fans like in the middle of the street. It's like you turn into freaking psychopaths.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Not a fan. Even the specific of booing, and you want to boo the team, fine, but when they're like jawing at somebody or one of the players, or
it's like, buddy, we all got to go to work in the morning.
You don't pay my bills, so I don't care that much.
Sit down, bro. Sit down. Or ma'am.
Or this was a sneaky one.
Yeah.
And I felt like I don't remember if I was toying with taking Green Bay. Did I take Green Bay? I don't think I did, but I think I was at least toying with it.
I put the Texans and I put 2 asterisks next to it. And I don't remember what that
You probably
meant.
picked them, but the Packers to cover, maybe?
Maybe.
I didn't. I did pick the Texans. I think maybe I was toying with it.
Yeah, there's definitely one game where you said, like, make note of this, and I don't remember what it was. But
yeah, I don't remember either.
I think it was that one, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it might be. Also, I didn't realize that McManus got picked up after whatever. I mean, we had him, and then he had some allegations. It went away, and then they said it was coming back. It's still pending.
It's funny because I picked up the guy, their kicker, when Butker was on bye in Cheese's league.
Yeah.
And he got me like a pretty good game. And all of a sudden I looked, he was on a free agent. I'm like, he got cut. Like, why did he get cut? So yeah, I didn't realize that either. And then they signed this dude for whatever reason. And there was some stuff about him, right? There was some personal stuff.
There was some allegations on him. So we dropped him. And then that lawsuit, I guess, it was something with the paperwork. They didn't file it in time. Then they did it after. So I thought it was still pending. So I didn't think anybody was going to touch him until that was over. But Packers got a nice win at home. They're 5-2, 3-1 at home. Texans are also 5-2. That's a good game, though. 24-22, that's a good game.
Yep.
Mixon had a good game. 25 carries, 115, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's legit.
I will take it. Your favorite, Anthony Richardson. Colts win 16-10. I picked the Colts. I mean, it just Miami looks more dead than Indy does at this point.
Tua is back this week. Good luck, but he's back. Richardson, it's so funny. Like, Richardson's late scoring drive send Colts past Dolphins. Like 10 for 24.
10 for 24 with 129 yards.
I don't know how much he ran for, but and I also saw an article this week where it was like, it's time to start worrying about him. It's not great.
I know, because you look at it, their record is deceiving because they're 4-3. Two of those wins came from
Flacco, right?
Flacco.
Yeah. And they said when they drafted him, he was going to be a project. And like he missed an entire season from injury, essentially 90% of it. So maybe it takes him another year to get it right. I don't know. It depends how patient people want to be.
In this league, especially when you got guys like CJ from last year, Jaden, Caleb, the league is they ain't waiting.
Yep.
So I don't know. That's going to be an interesting one. I did in fantasy pick up Tua. I dropped Shaheed and picked up Tua because when Lamar's on a bye,
right,
I got to have somebody. I figured if he comes back and he looks decent, I do have Tyreek also.
Yeah. I have my money league. Hopefully, he even said this weekend, he's like, start me in fantasy. And then he was on the question. He was questionable today. So what the fuck, Tyreek? Asshole.
Yeah. I don't know about that one.
Yep.
He's on my bench still until he can prove otherwise. 3 weeks. I know he had nobody throwing on the ball, but I think this was my Joker pick last week was the Vikings. They're fraudulent 5-0.
Yep.
I picked the Lions. It was a close game, though.
It's a great
tight
game. Great game. Giants were up 21-10 at the half, and Vikings came storming back. I was silly and took the Vikings. I think I swapped like last minute, and you even said like, really? Yeah.
Because that's your Super Bowl.
I know. Yes, your Super Bowl. Yes, they are my Super Bowl NFC participant.
They're my Super Bowl winners.
Yep.
But you're
excuse me. And I don't know. I get in my own head sometimes. I think too much about it.
Well, I mean, that's a close game, division game on the road for Detroit.
Yep.
Detroit is 5-1. Vikings are 5-1. I still don't consider the Vikings.
I don't.
I'm looking at it like you got Kansas City, you have Detroit, Buffalo, Baltimore.
Yeah, I don't put the
Who
Vikings
else?
there.
Who else would you put up there?
So if I'm going to put
Houston, maybe Green Bay.
Yeah, I think the 49ers are too injured and kind of aging a little bit, and you're starting to see some of the shine come off of our boy Brock. There's people questioning him.
Here we go.
I'm just saying. Shanahan talking.
You do not have a good reputation with you. You need to start.
I'm not saying. People are saying.
I know.
People
but what
are
I'm saying. But what I know what you're saying. But what I'm saying. You got to listen to what I'm saying. Some of these games, some of these quarterbacks, throw out some pleasantries to some of these quarterbacks because it really sounds like you hate on the quarterbacks.
Enjoyed Brock. I thought he was.
That's not what you said last year. You said he is a product of his system.
I mean, it's true.
Dude.
I mean, look at him. Look at him. The shine's wearing off. The CMC's not walking through that door healthy, maybe, for a few more weeks. I don't know.
All right, wait for that game.
Okay,
let's do it after, you fucker.
Get us back on track.
I like Brock. He's a product. Well, he is. I think just because I was being a dick to the Eagles, I picked the Giants to win this game 28-3. I believe Daniel Jones just got benched.
Did he?
I think he got benched. He didn't get hurt. He wasn't in that whole game.
Mara came out and said that Dable and the GM are safe. Like, they're not going to get fired. He's like, we got to work. We got to be patient and work and build. But
this season, they're safe.
Yes. Because people were thinking like Dable could already be on the hot seat.
I think he's on the hot seat after the
next year. Yeah. Well, I think he's saying like into next year he's safe. Like he'll be the head coach next year. That's what he's saying now. Things could change.
Yeah.
But that the New Jersey crowd gets restless. They're 0-4 at home. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, they're focused on the Yankees anyway at this point. But
yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Even the Eagles, though, I would have expected them to have a game like this last week against a bad Cleveland team, and you didn't get it.
They're like the Bengals. Something's weird. I just can't figure it out.
It's the coach.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's the coach.
Yeah.
You got Saquon. Look at Saquon's numbers. 17, 176 on the touchdown.
Wow.
He is, if you had the right situation with the coach, I think, Philly is like Baltimore. You got that missing piece. Because Baltimore with Henry is like Philly with Saquon. Just it's not really
so funny
showing.
Saquon with the Giants, he was always just so snake bitten. Like he had the stupidest injuries. Someone stepped on his foot, little weird freak accidents. It's just weird.
Right.
It's weird. He rang the bell at the 76ers home opener. I saw that last night.
Boo.
Embiid and Paul George already missed the game.
God.
So.
I'm hoping Josh Harris is more focused on Washington than the Sixers. Because that's helpful.
Yeah,
I think he's got to be more invested at this point. The Sixers are, you know.
I mean, he just gives that to he does it the right way, I feel like, where he like hands it off to people like more. He's the GM for the Senate. He just gives it to them, like, figure, like, you run it.
Yeah.
Run it.
Right.
Make us winners.
Make us winners, damn it.
Yep.
Speaking of losers, the artist formerly known as the Oakland Raiders lost 20-15. Aiden O'Connell, he got injured. I don't know what the injury was.
Yeah, I saw that Minshew came in, which totally screwed up. So this is my money pick. We had the double parlay, the double money pick. Yours hit, mine did not. It was a 7-point spread, which is a lot. But I feel like something was the Sharps knew something. And I think they did.
Yeah.
But Minshew came in because what's his name got hurt, which effed it up. And then the Rams field goal guy missed a 35-yard field goal that would have made it a 12-point game. Then the Rams, at the very end, the Raiders are going to go for it on like the 2-yard line, got a false start, so they kicked the field goal to make it a 5-point game, which was it's similar to the 2-point conversion. It's like you're down by 8.
Right.
Just go for the touchdown because you still are going to need a touchdown.
Right.
Either way. Stupid.
I forgot. So he must be out for some period of time because they signed Desmond Ridder.
Oh,
so who I didn't realize once he got cut from
never went
Atlanta,
anywhere.
He didn't go anywhere. So
Brock Bowers was like their only weapon, and I was like watching the ticker at the end because I was trying it's like Brock Bowers 7-yard catch, Brock Bowers 8-yard catch. Just cover the dude. That's all they're throwing to do.
Well, that again, another team when we're talking about unloading, their wideouts.
Yeah,
like Amari, they get rid of Devontae.
Yep, I feel like the Rams, and there's actually been talk about Kupp getting traded.
They're shopping Kupp. Teams aren't calling the Rams. The Rams are calling other teams.
Which is interesting because I'm like, if he comes back and Puka comes back, who's I think might be back for tonight.
Puka was active for tonight.
Yeah, it's like they have a chance in the second half to make some noise, but I guess not if they're already shopping Kupp.
It'll be interesting. I've been seeing some stuff on the 106.7 about Washington trying to go all in for Max Crosby.
Oh.
I might pull the trigger there.
I think I would.
Why not? I mean, especially for us,
not my money.
I know people say that, but
draft capital. What's it going to take? Because then now you want to you see something with Jaden, you want to start putting some pieces around him.
Yeah.
And is it worth it for a quick rental?
Well, that's the thing is you could draft somebody and save the money, but I think they still have $24 million in cap space this year, and they have like $100 next year.
Yeah, for me, it's more the draft capital.
Yeah.
You want to draft a high-end talent that could either protect your guy or give him another weapon, or do you want to spend on a guy who's probably going to walk after this year? Who knows?
That's what's tough because Adam Peters' model is build through the draft, which I like that model better because it's more long-term success.
Yes, me too.
Speaking of which, the Washington Redskins 40-7 over the Carolina Panthers. Big news out of this one was Jaden got hurt. He could tell in the first run. The problem was he ran. It looked like he could outrun everybody, and he kind of got caught because he came back in. He could have just stayed on the side. Came back in, fell funny, rib injury.
Did he get hit in the rib or just fell?
I think he fell awkwardly, and then a couple plays after that, he was out. But he was all smiles on the sideline. He came back out in street clothes. He was on the sidelines.
Were they winning already by a lot when that happened?
I don't remember because I think it was first quarter.
Oh wow,
second quarter maybe. It was early.
All right, so they were up.
They were up.
Yeah.
It was probably maybe
another blowout though.
It was another blowout. Mariota came in 18-23, 205. It had a rough start, but it really wasn't necessarily him. I think it was just shaking off some rust. The receivers had balls coming to them, kind of maybe unexpectedly. He was missing the first 3. He completely missed, but he had a pretty good game. Jaden's supposed to practice tomorrow, which would be Friday, because the big showdown with Caleb
Right.
That got flexed into 4:30. The 1 versus the 2.
Yep.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. Terry had a good game too. 6 catches.
I mean,
98 yards.
Ribs heal. You know, as long as it's not broken. I mean, I'm not sure the extent of it, but if
it's not broken.
It's bruised. It's tough to breathe. So I can see giving the time.
Right.
You're 5-2. Who you play? I'm sorry. Did you say it is the Bears next week? Or the week after? Okay. Yeah,
Bears.
That stinks.
It sucks because they flexed that game to the 4:30 spot
to
highlight it, but it might be Mariota.
Because the Cowboys are Sunday Night Football, so I bet that meant you were going to get Brady again.
Oh yeah,
that was probably going to be the game of the week.
Yeah. I'm okay with Mariota. I mean, in the last few years, I'm like, yeah, but honestly, on Sunday, he looked pretty good. Yeah. This offense kind of works for him. That's what Terry McLaurin was saying, that normally you have a backup come in, you kind of have to change your scheme a little bit in most cases. In this case, they really didn't have to. So cool. They kept it the same because he can run. Traditionally, he was kind of that mobile quarterback. Yeah. It doesn't look the same as Jaden, but
he was number 2 overall pick, right? That's interesting.
Was he 1 or 2?
He was 2 because
but he was
Winston was 1.
But he was a Heisman winner, wasn't he?
I think he did. Oregon?
I think he won the Heisman.
It's funny because Winston was 1, he was 2, and Winston's starting this week too. Because what's his name got hurt?
Deshaun.
Yep.
Interesting.
Weird. Funny how those things work out.
Very strange.
Curious.
Because Mariota is only like 29. In my head, he's 35. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. It was a good game. It was also Darrell Green Day. They retired Darrell Green's number 28.
Darrell Green Day, American Idiot. Get it? It's Green Day. It's a band. You ever heard of them? They play music.
I'm surprised you know. You don't listen to music.
I've heard of them.
But it was Darrell Green,
comma,
Day. And it was great. They showed a nice tribute. Mm-hmm. It was great. They retired his number. Long overdue. Because historically, they weren't retiring numbers. Under Snyder, they didn't retire.
Really?
Numbers. Yeah. It was like a thing. And of all people, actually, I think Bobby Mitchell, they retired a couple years ago because they started doing it. Because they really, traditionally, they hadn't been doing it. Sean Taylor's most recently, and then Darrell Green.
Interesting.
Sammy Ball at 33. Nobody's going to have that again. But anyway, Kansas City over the Niners. I think we both picked Kansas City. I did.
I picked the 49ers, which was stupid of me.
You're a bum.
I know. The Chiefs were underdogs, which now I'm thinking back. Again, I'm not good at this gambling thing. I'm done with it.
Every other week is going to be a fucking roller coaster. I think going into it, I still didn't have the good feels about San Francisco's health. Yeah. And now it's even fucking worse.
Purdy with 3 interceptions. Kittle's hurt. Debo got hurt again. Ayuk's hurt. Tore ACL.
Out for the year. Mm-hmm. Debo's supposed to be playing, but what was he? He was just in the hospital.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
CMC. Kittle has an ankle injury.
Yep.
He's questionable. It's not looking good for him to even start.
No.
I don't know, man. You're looking at 3-4 in that division. I don't know who they have this. Oh, they have Dallas.
Yep.
I don't know.
He's also beat the crap, so that'll be a injury bowl.
Be the poop bowl. Yep. But Chiefs quietly 6-0.
Not great.
And then they trade for DeAndre, which again, good move by them because he doesn't. We were talking about that. He doesn't need to be the one. He just has to be efficient. They lost Rice and Pacheco. Rich get richer. The poor get poorer. Speaking of the poor.
Oh, this one I was waiting for. So at least we're not the Jets.
This is so funny because 37-15 the Steelers win. So I went to bed. It was 15-6.
Yep.
It was right before halftime. I went to bed at halftime. 15-6. They were semi-driving, I believe. Rodgers throws a pick. They go downfield and score. Go to halftime. It's 15-13. So like when you're about to potentially score and go up, maybe say a touchdown, right? 22-6, and it's 15-13.
It's a big swing.
It's a big fucking swing. Yeah. I always say that when me and my father are watching the games, I'm like, don't give up points right before half. I don't care if you get the ball or not. Don't give it up in that last fucking minute or two.
Yep.
And then I didn't see the score until way later the next day. I knew the Steelers won.
Yeah.
It literally shut them out in the second half.
Yeah, it was funny because their defense is like no joke. But I text you because Russell Wilson looked terrible in like the 5 minutes that I watched. He underthrew dudes like left and right. Well, I don't know what the hell happened in the second half because I also went to bed. But we're not the Jets. That's all I got to say about that. That's like with the Patriots. I know we're stockpiling draft picks. We're doing this. We're building. They are going for it and still only one more win.
It is fucking ugly. It's fucking ugly because they're 2-5. At this time last year they were 4-3, and I watched the press conference with Rodgers, and now you start to see where it's really fucking really turning. Because they said, somebody asked him, like, it seems like it's the same problems. Like, what do you have to do to, and he goes, stop listening to you guys. I was like, it's unraveling here. Which you kind of knew it was going to.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the numbers speak for themselves. What does it have to do with the media? And also, you went to play for a team in New York. That's your own fault.
Well, yeah, the media, you
came from Green Bay, which had a contingent of like 4 beat reporters and like I don't know, freaking one camera.
Yeah.
That. Imagine, take the Green Bay media, and they probably they knelt at him. And
because he was right after Favre. I mean, you want to kind of usher this guy in. Yeah,
but like the media in Green Bay it's not the media in Boston. It's not the media even in Washington. It's
a small market.
Yeah, it's tiny, tiny. And you go to freaking New York, and that's dude. You're gonna be on the New York Post every week.
It's so crazy to me. Like firing the coach after week 5. They look worse. They trade for Devontae. Oh, this is going to be the answer. Fucking the first play of the game, a little out route, completely fucking missed him. He was 3 for 30. Yep. I know it's his first game.
Yep.
But it's also, you're risking it. Your first game, you're trading for Devontae. You're going all in here, and you lose another one. So now, I tell you, if they lose on Sunday, Yao Ming.
Yeah. Yao Ming.
It's going to be bad.
Yeah, like the only radio show he goes on is Pat McAfee, where he gets like the softball questions and he knows exactly what they're going to ask.
Right.
You're right, though. If they lose, the wheels are going to fall off.
This is going to be really bad. Really, really bad. And I've
never wanted to win a game more in my life. Not even the Super Bowl.
Really? Oh, this is like the new Super Bowl. I know. It's just... It's bad move after bad move after bad move because you picked up Rodgers and you immediately didn't have a succession plan. You get rid of Zach Wilson, which rightfully so. You get rid of every other quarterback they had last year, and rightfully so.
No Joe Flacco though.
And you didn't do anything to. Yeah. There is still no succession plan. Yeah. There's nothing beyond this year.
Coach.
You have nothing. The Jets could potentially be what New England is this year, next year.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have a new coach. You're going to have all new staff. They have no blip of anything.
Yeah. I don't know what the salary cap situation is like, but I don't think they have as much as we do.
Well, now I don't know what Devontae's contract was. His contract up this year?
Probably. But yeah.
But I mean, you're recreating some of the Green Bay stuff that also didn't work, which she's kind of brought that to light. You got Lazard, you got fucking Devontae.
All the boys came with him.
And it's like, it didn't really, were they good? Yeah, they were good, but it wasn't getting you to that point.
I think a lot of people blamed McCarthy for a lot of their lack of success in Green Bay of all those years. And I don't know if it was just McCarthy. I don't think he's got it. He doesn't have that gene. He got the one. Good for you. Russell Wilson has the Super Bowl, but you couldn't jump. You couldn't.
You're really not helping. I'm trying to help you here.
I don't need your help.
You need to like a quarterback.
Again, on the field, fine, but personally, no. But I'm just saying, like, Patrick Mahomes has won 3 Super Bowls. Aaron Rodgers couldn't win 2. Aaron Rodgers won as many NFC championships as Tom Brady. Come on, Aaron. Get it together.
I mean, I get it, but it's also, I mean...
he had a lot of number 1 overall seeds that just in the playoffs.
No, he's like that. And I get it, but it's also, Peyton didn't win his second one until... I mean, he played a long time, didn't win his second one until
He went
later.
Back at least.
Yeah, he went back at least. Well, I mean, because Peyton... to me, Peyton's still a better quarterback.
I'm just... We'll take this off air. We'll take that off air.
No, keep it on air. Keep it on air.
But it's just like there's a reason. I mean, I remember the tail end of Marino's career. I don't remember like the but that was just the team was always bad from my understanding. But also he could have went 1 year and he lost to the Patriots, which is hilarious in the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, why, Aaron? There's a theme here. There's a recurring theme, and it's you.
At some point, you have to look in the mirror and say, maybe it's me.
Yeah,
and he has a personality that I think is probably an acquired taste.
Yeah, and he's gotten weirder as things have gone on. Like, as his career has progressed, he's gotten more and more out there. And now he's just like, I'm always right. Shit don't stink. I guess I'm listening to the media.
Yeah. Well, when I heard him say that, that's when I was like, oh, yeah, it's starting to unravel.
Yeah.
It is not a good situation if you're a Jets fan.
Nope.
Cheese is completely over.
Oh, absolutely. Cheese is locked into the World Series.
Oh, yeah, he don't give a fuck right now, but he's so disgusted with the Jets that it really is a benefit that the Yankees are in the fucking World Series.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
We had 2 Monday night games this past week. Ravens and Bucks, 41-31. Dude, they are a scary team. If you can't put up points, if you can't stop them or keep them at bay, your offense, if you're going to play them, I mean, and Tampa put up 31, but like,
their defense is the only thing that's going to like handicap them because that offense is flying high.
Hey, dude, if Henry, look at 15 for 169.
That's Puka, right? Yeah. His hair.
Yeah, it looks a little rugged.
Yeah. I didn't realize his hair grew out so much.
He almost looks like Mark Sanchez.
He does.
With long hair.
Or that basketball player. What's his name?
I should have started.
Oh, he dropped it.
Oh, never mind. Good thing I didn't start him in my other league.
Who's that basketball player from the Thunder? He looks like him.
Oh, Adams?
Jason Momoa. Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
Steven Adams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Cup's in too. Look at that.
Yeah, that's the other thing with they're shopping Cup and they're talking about all these other teams. I'm not interested in. I'm not interested in the vet wide receiver for my team. It's not going to work for us. But if you're Buffalo, you're Kansas City, if you need like a guy, it will work. If you're the Jets, I don't think it's going to work either. But look how many times Baker threw the ball.
Oh, Bake.
45, dude. And then what we were talking about earlier, he lost two of his key weapons moving forward. So the Bucks, I don't know, 4-3. I think some of this was garbage points because they scored 21 in the fourth quarter. So that means it was like 31-10.
The Ravens are going to, in my esteemed opinion, the Ravens are going to meet the Chiefs in the playoffs, and it's going to come down to that. Like, can Lamar get over the hump? That's what's going to happen.
It's any matchup between Kansas City, Baltimore, and Buffalo is going to be fucking must-see TV.
Yep.
I think it's just you're going to get some really good games out of that. And I would love to see either Josh Allen or Lamar get over the hump and get one. I think it would be great for them in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Another stink fest. The Cardinals 17-15 over the Chargers.
I'm really annoyed because for the parlay pick, I was the only loser. That was the bummer. And my other thought was this one because you took the under in it, but I didn't want to be the last game. Like I didn't want to get to the last game.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's up to me. I would have covered because he took the under, and that was like 40 something. But that's okay. But I didn't watch any of this. I was already asleep. It was like 9:00 only on ESPN Plus. I was
no thanks. I didn't see it, but Herbert looked like he had a decent day throwing, but again,
they kicked off field goals.
You know what's really close to 39? 40.
Right.
And you throw it that many times. Not great.
Yeah, just I don't know who has the kicker in Cheese's league, but probably scored a lot.
Yeah, we'll get into it in the fantasy corner. I got something to say about the kicker.
Oh no.
Teams on bye were the Bears and the Cowboys.
Yep.
Should we head over to the fantasy corner?
Yeah, I had I had a very bad week in general. Both gambling and playing fantasy football. My fantasy, I scored in my money league. I'm just gonna say I had the second lowest score of all time. Second lowest, not lowest, which I'm glad. And yeah, that's all I'll say about that.
In the Cheese League, your kickers can get you upwards of 100 points.
Right.
I got -1 from Dustin Hopkins because he missed an extra point and he missed a field goal. So when your kicker could potentially get you, on average, about 30 points, I got -1. Between Malik, Devontae, Stevenson and my kicker, 4 big. I got 23 points. I got smoked this week.
How many points did you score total?
In Cheese's league? 140, 150, 160, 170, somewhere. I was projected to get a lot higher. But
Well, that's better than I did.
How'd you do it?
I got my you-know-what kicked in.
That bad?
Oh, yeah. I scored a grand total of, sorry, I'm trying to get up to it because this game started, so now it says we're into the next week. I scored 83 points. 83.75 points.
Wow, in the Cheese League.
Yeah.
Who'd you play?
Nolan's Naughty List.
Oh,
who scored like 200 something. I got shellacked. My first loss of the season. But I told you I was a house of cards.
You were,
I had a few guys on bye and a couple guys get injured. And my defense, the Buccaneers, scored -3. I probably should have taken them out. That wasn't smart of me. I'll have to figure that out for next week. But I would have got freaking smoked anyway. My tight end was hurt. Lamb was on bye. Just not a good week.
Not a good week in the fantasy.
And Butker only got extra points. He didn't even kick any field goals.
In the other league, I got smoked again. I'm like 2-5. There's no hope for me there.
Yeah. The good thing about my money league is that everyone is always like right in the middle. I've been a team has gone 2-5 and won this championship. I was 2-5 a couple of years ago and made the playoffs, so like it's possible. Everyone's always bunched together. It's a pretty even league. Like there's no one ever really pulls away and it's like 6-1. They're always just bunched up. So I could make some noise, but my decision making this year has been bad. I'm just not doing well. It's a rough year.
I would like to catch a win at least in the Cheese League. I'd like to catch
it'd be nice
little championship.
Oh yeah, I almost did year before, but the ball has not bounced the right way for me.
It's fantasy is just
it's a crapshoot. It really is. Yeah. You want to go out some? We spent too much time together. We've known each other for too long, and we spent too much time together. Now, the crapshoot's one thing,
but to follow it up with it really is. But I mean, really though,
it really is.
It really is.
Like. It just is. Like, your team could be shitty, and then you just catch a few wins in the playoffs.
Or you could be 6-0 with, like, 800 points.
My team fucking sucks. My team sucks. I'm 6-0. It's bullshit. It's baloney. Bologna sandwich. Yep.
Do you?
I do.
Have a hot take.
I do. Not happy about this one, but I'll read it on air. The Chiefs are going to make it back to the Super Bowl. I don't think they're that good, but they're clutch enough. And now they have Hopkins. Now they have Hopkins.
They're gonna make it back to the Super Bowl. I don't think they're that good. They're 6-0.
They got the clutch gene.
I know, but you can't say they're not that good. Who's better than them right now?
The Ravens.
We'll see. They haven't been as consistent.
I didn't say it was a.
What are they? They're on like a 12-game winning streak. Or something ridiculous, aren't they? They haven't lost since Christmas.
That weird game to the Raiders, who they're playing next week. So that'll be interesting. That'll be the trap game.
Maybe. I guess there's not as much emphasis on them being 6-0, and maybe that's why you feel that way. Because everybody's looking at the Ravens, or they're looking at other teams.
They're like me and Cheese's league. It's a house of cards.
You can't say that for a team.
Whoever wants my program.
They literally went fucking back to back. You can't say that.
Well, I think everyone keeps thinking that it's like the offense, this amazing. It's not. It's their defense. It doesn't get enough credit.
No, yeah, for sure.
So it's like maybe it's like I don't think their offense is that good, but if their defense keeps putting up these games, then they're gonna be fine.
It's hard to outshine Mahomes and Kelsey, and it's just.
Right.
It's tough, but I mean
exactly. I don't think Nuck's gonna save it. It's like Julio when he went to the Tampa Bay. Like,
what was the hot take out of this? I forgot.
That they're going back to the Super Bowl.
That's not a hot take. No, what else was there? Wasn't there more?
That they're clutch and they have Hopkins.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not. They're clutch enough, and now they have Hopkins.
Yeah, the Hopkins pickup was a great pickup for them.
Yeah. But I don't think it's going to be.
I don't like if it ain't my team, I don't like it either. I hate it when it's a dynasty that ain't your team. It sucks.
That's, we got the Celtics at least.
We do. I think we're gonna go back to back.
I think so
at
too.
least on that. But
so too. If you listened to this program last year, we talked about how they should be smoking fools, and they did.
And they finally did.
So,
amen.
Yep.
That is your hot take.
Thank you. Alrighty. Into the future.
Yeah. You know what I do? Unless I see it and remember it, I like to not look at who's playing each other just so we can do it and that's fresh. I'm like, oh, cool, let me think about this. I don't know if
live and in color.
Yeah, I don't know if you do that. I know who Washington's playing
or
Dallas just because I remember it, but if I don't like to intentionally look until we're sitting down.
I used to not, but but the Patriots show that I listen to, they do picks on Thursday. So I've kind of been like, but I'm trying to like not pay as much attention to what their picks because I don't want it to meld into what I'm trying to I don't want to like mess up my picks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but it's nice because it gives me an idea of who's playing next week. But I try to make my pick on the fly, not think of it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yep. I think you mentioned it very briefly, but I went 7-8 last week, so not great. But you went a little bit better, a little over 500. I think we might be tied now.
Oh yeah, I think I was 9-6.
Okay, and I was 2 games over. Okay,
9-6. So I'm 58-49. I think you still. How many games did you win?
I'm still 2 games over you. I think
because you had 52.
Yeah. And 7-8. So 50.
I think you were 3 games up on me.
Okay.
So you're still up 9. Yeah, 50.
Well, I won now. 1 game up. That's funny.
Well, how many did you win this week?
7. I went 7-8.
So you're up by 2.
Okay. Yep, that makes sense. All right. I
gotta mark this down.
Yeah, me too. I have a mouse. Why am I using that? Okay, so we both picked the Vikings. The Rams just tied it. They went right down the field, so this might be a shootout.
Oh, man. This is going to be one of those weird games where the Rams show up like they were a few years ago.
Well, they got both the wide receivers back, so that makes sense. Maybe I should have taken the Raiders last week. Alrighty. And then Sunday at 1 o'clock, we got on CBS, we got the 4-2 Eagles traveling to the 3-4 Bengals. The Bengals are 3-point favorites.
That's just a hometown. It's a pick 'em, but they give the hometown
discount.
And I'm going to go with that hometown discount and cash my check for the Bengals to win this one.
I'm going to take the Eagles.
You son of a...
I know. But they it's like, I don't know which Eagles it's going to be. Is the one that just smoked the Giants. They should be coming off like, they're starting to feel themselves. Let's keep it going. Then we go to the Baltimore, the old Browns versus the new Browns. The Baltimore Ravens versus the Jameis Winston-led Cleveland Browns. Ravens are 8.5-point favorites. I will take the Ravens and to cover.
I was going to say, you should take the money bet on them covering.
Yeah.
Because I don't care who's stepping in. You ain't stopping the Ravens.
Pooper's gone, so they got not much left.
Nope.
And then, God, these are 2 bad games in a row.
Holy shit, look at the spread on that one.
Yeah. Another 1-5 or 1-win team. The Titans traveling to the Detroit Lions, 5-1. I feel like the Lions, though, I feel like they're going to win and cover, but I could see it happening. Sometimes
where they don't cover it?
Or they just and it happened last year a couple times. So they would inexplicably just lose.
I get that, but because they're at home, the Titans are fucking. I mean, they just got rid of Hopkins.
Yeah. Who are they throwing it to? And speaking of, we talked about Richardson earlier. How it's like it's time to start worrying. It's time to start worrying about your boy
William Levi Jeans the fourth.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Then at the moving over to Fox at 1 o'clock, we got the Arizona Cardinals traveling to the 2-4 Dolphins. The Dolphins are 4-point favorites. I am assuming because Tua is back, and I am assuming Tua is going to be well enough to win this game.
I agree with that assessment. Give me the Dolphins.
Yep. So, then after them, we got the 2-5 New York Jets traveling to the 1-6 New England Patriots. The Jets are 7-point favorites. They beat the poop out of us on Thursday Night Football. It was Thursday Night Football. They're falling apart. We're falling apart. I don't want to pick the Jets, but I have to pick the Jets.
The Jets are not they're not playing well, but they are a better team than New England. So
and Riddick's back too.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Jets here.
If the Patriots do somehow win this game,
mutiny in New York, dude, or New Jersey. That is going to if you're 2-6, because then at that point, right, you're both 2-6. If you look at it, New England is one game out of the Jets, and the Jets were projected to fucking go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
If New England wins that game,
that's why I want them to win so bad.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I will most likely be watching that game because we're on at 4:30. So I will probably watch this game.
I'll see you there.
Okay, cool.
1 o'clock on Fox. We got the 4-3 Falcons traveling to the 4-3 Buccaneers.
Oh yeah, hit it.
Atlanta's 2.5-point favorites, and I will take them to cover as my money pick because Baker has lost both of his wide receivers.
Oh, man. That's the factor, really. And it's also the Falcons should win this game. I mean, Tampa's 2-2 at home.
And I'm trying to learn. We already said last week they're inconsistent. I'm also trying to learn because we picked the Saints like dummies. Who's he throwing to? I don't even know who his third wide receiver is.
The Falcons should win this game. I'll take the Falcons. But again, I also wouldn't be surprised if they lay an egg and Tampa wins, like a 20-17 game.
There's some of these teams like the Falcons, the Bucs too, really. Not the Texans, but there's a few teams out there that like the Eagles, they look awful and they look like world beaters. And they look awful and they look like world beaters. And I just can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
I gotta say, yeah, okay. Then 1 o'clock on Fox, we got the Green Bay Packers. It's 5-2 Green Bay Packers traveling to the 2-5 Jaguars. The Jags didn't really show me anything in London. They beat us, but everyone should beat us. So I'm taking the Packers.
Is that a low spread? What do they know here? Why would you think
on the road for?
Why would you think that? Honestly, you're gonna put some money down. That'd take them to cover that.
Yeah, with Jags,
Green Bay.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand that. 4 seems fucking low for this matchup.
I agree. I think someone in our parlays we started making some of the picks, and someone was trying to take the Packers 4.5. So, yeah. So
interesting.
Vikings are 3-point favorites in this game. But yeah, it was 4.5, and I would have taken that. So yeah, I would definitely take 4.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's all day.
That could be our double parlay if you want.
Hey.
Then we have the Indianapolis Colts 4-3 traveling to the 5-2 Texans.
Give me the Texans.
Oh, the thing I forgot to mention about the Cardinals traveling to the Dolphins is Call of Duty comes out this weekend.
Oh God, Dolphins.
So,
Dolphins.
all day.
I don't care what the spread is.
Yeah. And I'm having a hard time finding an underdog this week. None of them are really speaking to me. So I'm going to take the Texans in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time picking Anthony Richardson against a well-to-do team.
I mean, on paper, these matchups, we should have a pretty good week with our picks.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I feel like I'm cheating when we just if I just pick favorites. Who just scored a touchdown? The Vikings did.
Yeah, but I mean, some of these are like, they're legit. Like this game.
Yep.
Yeah, the Vikings should win this game.
Agreed. Cool. Neato. Then we got the 405, the Saints, who are... I've got hair in my mouth. That's gross. I got a 2-5 Saints traveling to the 3-3 Chargers. This is a big spread. Chargers are 7-point favorites. The lack. I'm going to take the Chargers.
Yeah, me too. I don't love the spread there, though.
Yeah, I would probably take the Saints to cover that.
Yeah.
Because the Chargers aren't, like, blowing anyone out.
No. No, sir.
And I have to take anyone. I'm just scrolling down looking for anyone here. Alrighty. Oh, I got one. Okay, cool. And then we got the 4 and 5. At 4 or 5, we got the 5 and 2 Bills traveling to the 4 and 3 Seahawks. Bills are 3-point favorites. This one's interesting because the Seahawks just made the Falcons look silly. Bills made Tennessee look silly. They got Pooper. I could see the Seahawks winning this game. I'm going to take the Seahawks. Someone just told me to take the Seahawks. I'm taking
I was thinking the spread was low, but it's probably just that going to West Coast type deal. I'm going to take the Bills. Give me the Bills.
Okay. Then we have the 1 and 6 Panthers with Bryce Young starting again. He's back in the starting lineup. I don't know what that was about. Traveling to the 4 and 3 Broncos. The Broncos are 10-point favorites. The Broncos just at home. They're at home. They just shellacked the Saints, so I'm taking the Broncos.
I'm going to take the Broncos, too. High spread. Good chance for Bryce Young, though, because I think Dalton had a car accident.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
That's how he got hurt. He had a car accident. So
I did not realize that.
This is Bryce Young's chance to do something here.
Yep. I was wondering why they put it back in. That makes more sense. No one's on bye this week, which is also strange.
I hate what they do with this. 5 teams, 6 teams, no teams.
No international games either. Then we got the 4:25. We got the Chiefs, the 6-0 Chiefs traveling to the 2 and 5 Raiders. Chiefs are 9.5-point favorites. It sounds like our favorite backup in the league is back in the starting lineup. Minshew. I'll take the Chiefs to win, but I'm going to take the Raiders to cover. This could be like that weird Christmas game. We'll see.
It's a division game on the road. You never know how those are going to go. But I know how this one's going to go. I'm going to take the Chiefs.
Then we move to 4:25, and we got the 4 and 2 Bears traveling to the 5 and 2 Commanders, with the Bears, the road favorites, 3 points because of Mariota, I'm assuming.
I believe it is. It in some other thingies, it has dropped to as low as 1.5. But I think because Jaden hasn't practiced yesterday or today,
all right,
it's not trending well. They're gonna see if he can practice tomorrow. I'm going to take my beloved Washington Redskins at home.
I'm also going to take them because I think you made a good point earlier about how the offense kind of fits Mariota. So I can see him plug it in there and getting a couple wins for you guys, just holding down the fort. And so, yeah, I'm going to take him.
I like it.
Me too. And now we got the 8:20 NBC and Peacock. The 3 and 3 Cowboys traveling to the 3 and 4 49ers.
Joker pick of the week. Coming off a bye and still can't get a win. Give me the Niners.
Yep.
I honestly, I think it's going to be close.
Yeah, 49ers are 4.5-point favorites here, but I feel like the Cowboys are trending in the wrong direction.
They're trending in the wrong direction, and I think the Niners are just a victim of health right now.
Yeah.
But I still think they should have an efficient game, should be able to win this one. If their defense can just limit Dallas, I think they win, but I think it'll be close.
We'll see what our boy Brock Purdy's going to do. I'm going to keep a sharp eye on you, Brock. It's funny that the Cowboys are 0-3 on the road. They're 0-3 at home, but 3-0 on the road. Weird. I got my eye on you.
It's just, what quarterbacks did you like? You laugh because you fucking know. You don't like any quarterbacks.
I think the reason
it's Tom Terrific.
I like Jaden. I like Jaden Daniels.
Okay,
let's go through real quick.
Yeah,
let's go. Well, we got one more game to go.
All right,
and then we'll just do a quick.
Okay.
We'll do a quick.
Okay.
We'll do a speed run because there's no bye week. There's no one on bye, so we can go through all the quarterbacks.
Okay.
Monday Night Football on ESPN, ABC, ESPN Plus. The 2 and 5 Giants traveling to the 5 and 2 Steelers. The Steelers are 6-point favorites. I'm taking the Steelers.
Samesies. I mean, I may have taken all the favorites this week, but you know what? That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, and I'm sticking to it.
Now, the reason that the league is in the doldrums that it's in is because of the quarterback play.
Why is it in the? What do you mean?
Because everyone says like this scoring's down. It's not as exciting. It's true. Scoring is down. It's been trending down. You know, it's not the same. Everyone's like, oh, you watch the games and it's just not the same. And it's like they blame the line, they blame the offensive line, they blame college, but it's also because the quarterback's coming. Like we obviously had a bunch of Hall of Famers retire: Brady, Roethlisberger,
Sure.
Manning, Rivers, Manning.
Sure.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But like all
those
these dudes,
don't count. Whatever those three, those don't count. I don't care what your etceteras were. You didn't name anybody that don't count.
Excuse me,
Matt Ryan.
Yeah, Matt Ryan.
Yeah, see, now I'm just giving you fucking ammo.
He was an MVP. He won an MVP.
Yeah, he was. He was good.
He won an MVP.
He was good.
He won a couple games, almost won a Super Bowl.
All right, all right, so what number are you at right there on your hand? You're 6. So 6 quarterbacks. So you don't think there's 6 elite quarterbacks right now? I'm not saying, you got to understand, Brady and I would even say Peyton, the way they played, are like you fucking unicorns. Brady especially.
I would say there's maybe 3.
Really? All right, let's go through it real quick.
So, okay, here we got this game right here.
Yeah, let's go through it.
We got Dummel. Nope.
If I eat 5-1.
Matt, that's not the quarterback. He had one season of I could throw the ball to Jefferson with my.
Okay.
Matt Stafford past his prime currently. But I would say a couple of years ago, yes, I would have put him in that category.
Okay, sure. I'm sorry. This is just, do you like them?
Do I like them? I like Matt Stafford. He's fine. I have no reason. Why would I dislike Matt Stafford? I don't know. I have nothing against him.
I don't know.
He's the kind of guy a couple of years ago you'd watch and be like, wow, he played really bad, but then he'd look at the stat line and he'd be like 4 touchdowns, 500. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know I just couldn't. I don't know.
I know he was on a bad Lions team for a long time.
The Lions made Barry Sanders retired. They made Calvin retired. They made him leave. It's ridiculous. So past his prime. Do I like him? Jalen Hurts. He's fine. I have no problem with Jalen Hurts. I like Joe Burrow. I like Lamar Jackson.
You can't just now it's just you're saying you just like
I
them.
do like them. Lamar Jackson almost won me a fantasy world championship.
Okay.
Do not like Deshaun Watson. Jameis Winston. Don't like the EW eating. Don't like that.
Yeah.
Don't like Will Levi Jeans.
Yeah.
Because he's brought you a lot of heartache. I like Jared Goff. Don't like Kyler Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like Tua. But mostly just
why don't you like Tua?
Interdivisional kind of thing. I just think he's
not
good.
All right.
I also think he's not good. Don't like Aaron Rodgers. Love Drake May. Didn't like Jacoby Brissett. I don't hate Kurt. You hate Kurt.
I don't hate him. I don't hate Kirk Cousins.
You despise him.
He is fraudulent, just like the Dallas Cowboys. They are the most. I just said this earlier. Dallas is the most fucking fraudulent team and franchise.
Wow.
In the league. It's so ridiculous. And I was watching something else. They were talking about that. Maybe it was Van Pelt. And he made a good point. Like every year it's this thing, maybe because it's the Cowboys and Texas or whatever.
Yep.
They talk about them like there's somebody.
Yeah.
That division hasn't had a repeat winner in 20-something years, right? 20 years?
Yeah.
So you can't say Dallas is that good. If you haven't won the division 2 times in a row, you're not that good.
They haven't even made it to the conference championship.
Since 95. And neither has Washington. So you can't say in that division, you can't say, oh, Dallas is that good, or you can't say they have high hopes, because since then, the Giants have had 2 Super Bowls, and Philly's had 1. But they've been to 5?
4 or 5, yeah.
4? Yeah,
they went once with McNabb, and they've gone 3 times.
Right. So 3 times? But they've been when they had McNabb, they went to 4 championship games in a row.
Yeah.
So you're like the 3rd best in the last 20 years. You're the 3rd best team in that division.
I don't get it.
But anyway, that was just my Cowgirls rant.
That's fine.
All right, go ahead.
I love Baker. You know that.
Okay, I know.
Baconators, you know I love. Come on, you've been listening to this program for a long time. You know I love Baker. I like Jordan Love. I like Trevor Lawrence. Don't like his hair, but I like him.
See, you can't.
Don't like Don't like Richardson. I do like Stroud. My concern with Stroud is that he's probably too safe.
All right. Even of the elite quarterbacks in this league, who are your elite quarterbacks in today's game?
So Mahomes, obviously. Those numbers haven't been great lately. Let's be for real.
You can't
look at his stat. Look at his stat line for the season so far. Look at his stat line. Does that scream elite quarterback to you?
But he's 6-0.
1,400 yards, 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Is that an elite quarterback, or is that Alex Smith? Just saying. The numbers don't lie.
See, it's because Mahomes is like the next threat.
Can you imagine though?
I
don't give a shit. Whatever. Can you imagine? Can you imagine looking after 6 weeks in the season and Peyton Manning's stat line was 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions?
Well, it wouldn't be because
exactly because he's elite.
He's the greatest.
Because he's elite.
quarterback.
He's elite. Same with Tom Brady. Even like any of those guys that we named earlier, Roethlisberger, Rivers.
Well, I mean, like to me, if you're gonna narrow it down to three, it would be I think Mahomes, Lamar, Josh
Allen,
as of right now, and then the next tier would probably be like a Burrow. I think injuries have kind of
I put maybe Dak in there.
Yeah, Jalen, and then the next tier I think would be like a Herbert.
Jalen's already up there,
huh?
Jalen, did you say? You're Jalen?
Hurts.
Oh, I was like, you're Jalen. Like, whoa, we get ahead of ourselves here. Although I love him so much.
There's Jalen and Jaden.
That's true.
We have a Jaden.
That's true.
I was giving Hurts his
yes.
due.
I was confused
because I think he's a.
Yeah, but I like Jaden.
The next wave, I would say maybe like a Herbert.
Yeah.
And a Baker. And
I agree.
What?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Of the elite quarterbacks.
Yeah. Of the elite ones, I like Josh Allen. And I like Lamar.
Okay. It's just Mahomes. You just don't like Mahomes. But I don't know why, though. Like, what is it about him? Is it just because he's got goofy hair?
I don't like his hair. I don't like his entourage.
I know. This is, I can't with you with this.
I'm sorry.
I just can't get on board.
I judge people based off of who they spend their time with.
And not when it's on the field. OJ was a...
Yeah, but not till after. Allegedly. I don't know.
Not till after. Yeah, but
he was retired for a while until he was retired for a while.
I know, but I don't think Mahomes has issues. Like his people have issues, but I don't think he has issues. I don't think he gets into anything.
I think he has a really good. I think Brady does too. He got a really good PR team. They have a really good PR team.
Yeah, but I mean, I know his brother's kind of strange, and the father had like DUIs, and
his wife is.
But like him, I don't ever hear anything negative about him necessarily. You guys had a fucking murderer on your team. Okay. You can't live that one down. At least he wasn't out here killing people.
Oh man, yeah. Did you finish that show?
I watched the episode where they had the guy who played Gronk in it, which was really funny.
We're 5 or 6 episodes into starting 5. Needs more Tatum.
Yeah.
Needs more Tatum.
Did you watch any of the Hernandez show though?
Not yet, no. That's
All
next
right.
on the list.
It's one a week, and I don't know how many there are total, but I'm at the point where I don't know. He's on the Patriots right now.
Okay. Yeah, I saw some of the clips.
Yeah.
The practice. Good stuff.
It's they go heavy and
yeah.
They go heavy in an area. That's all I can say. But anyway.
Yeah, the starting 5 is pretty okay, but like I said, it needs more Tatum. So
fair enough.
That's all I got to say about that one. But it's enjoyable.
I get it. I'm just shutting the whole thing.
We're
just going to keep recording and it's just going to be done.
You're done. But yeah, that's our...
That was the week that was week 7. We're on week 8 already.
Yep, halfway through the season.
Flying by.
Like I said, no one on bye. No international games. The Rams are about to score. But their kicker just missed a 35-yard. Oh, God. The kicker just missed a 35-yard last week. So
push him back. All right. Anyway, like this video. If you're watching the video, just hit the like button because it actually it does help. I know people say that, and it's like, oh yeah, everybody says like it. No, but when you like it, it actually does help. And when you share it, it's even more important.
Yep.
And if you comment, it's like in the
even
middle.
More important.
The most is as important is sharing the video,
subscribing
to the channel because most people who watch are not subscribed, and I can tell because I see the analytics. So if you're watching this, subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, maybe we should start with that too. Like, hey, I see you're here. Subscribe.
Yeah, it's a little button. Boop. You hit it. It's subscribe.
Yep.
There you go.
You're already halfway there.
You're halfway there.
You might as well go all the way.
Going the distance.
Yeah.
All right, and then share this video with your 3 of your cousins.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you have cousins somewhere. 2 people.
No. Your first cousins.
You have 3 of your first cousins.
Yep. 7 of your fourth cousins. Twice removed. Because that's when you're getting to people you don't even know. And that's the best part.
I don't even know beyond second cousins.
Exactly.
If I'm being honest.
So that means you're finding essentially complete strangers.
Right. Facebook friends.
With. Yeah. Remember I said last week, you said people who you met once.
Yeah.
Friended them on Facebook because that's what people did back in the day.
Right.
Those people that you haven't, and they're still on you because you haven't purged people in a while, which you should if you haven't done it. Do it.
Yeah.
It'll feel good. But but before you do that, send them this video as a parting gift.
Yeah.
Make sure they watch it and share it with their friends.
Share it to your timeline on Facebook and then just, go like every third person on your messenger and then just send them this video.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Until next week.
Bye.